The next thing's a little off the wall, but what I do is speaking engagements for lawyers. So, for example, let's say you're practicing in Syracuse and you want to tap into the Utica market of lawyers who can refer you business. Ideally, if you gave a speaking engagement that provided valuable information to them, then this is a great way of making direct one-on-one connections with your top referral sources in that new market. So, for example, let's say you want to go into Oneida County. You call the Oneida County Bar Exam and say, I would like to put on this event. Can I do it for your members? 100% of the time they will say yes. They want to have events for their members. So they'll promote it among their members, you pick a date, and then what I do is I'll go to one of my vendors, for example, Mark Whalen of Litographics. He's from Baldwinsville, who's here today, does a phenomenal job. I'll go to Mark, and I'll say, Mark, if I give you a testimonial or endorsement for your company, are you willing to put on the audio video for this event? And Mark is always gracious and says yes. So what you've got is the county bar is promoting your event among all of their members. You've got someone like Mark who's providing services for free or close to for free. So it's an absolute no-brainer for you to provide value. The speaking seminars that I hold, one is called the Jury Project. The Jury Project is where I teach lawyers I show lawyers how to use focus groups to prepare for their next trial. And we actually do a trial presentation at this event where we have jury groups, and then the attorneys who are present get dinner. They get to watch the jurors as they deliberate in private through an audio-video feed. And then they come out of this and they say, that was fantastic. I learned a lot. I really appreciate it. We have some handouts. But here's the key. If you do a speaking event like this, you have to get everyone's name and phone number and follow up with them. Thank them. Put them in your newsletter campaign so you're following up with them. And by the way, if anyone has a question, please speak up. This is, I welcome questions at any point during this. But you can put them into the monthly system where they're getting your newsletters, they've seen you one-on-one, and then they're getting your newsletter every month. For the top referral partners, what you want to do is call them and say, can we have lunch? Now, as an example, at one of my seminars called the Jury Project, the biggest personal injury law firm in the state of New York, one of their partners was at the event. He and I had lunch after the event because he attended. And from that point on, his law firm, his 70-attorney law firm, is now sending their medical malpractice work to me. And it's not just the one attorney, it's everyone in their attorney. And I call this the Bernie Madoff effect. If you can find somebody who's extremely influential in your field, who can not just refer you cases that he has, but all of the attorneys that he knows, that is an invaluable lead. And those are the people that I target. So I would target the top 20 people who are most influential, and I would not simply go to them and ask for things, but give them and their law firm value. For example, the Jury Project, I would go to them and say, look, I would be willing to put on this focus group for one of your upcoming trials to show you how a jury may perceive and react to the evidence. And that's just a great way of getting through the door. They don't spend any money, and you're giving them something of value, and you're bonding with them at a speaking engagement. It's worked like gold for me. Generally, you have to prepare these things about 6 weeks in advance. It is just a great way of connecting in a very natural environment. And then after the speaking engagement, you might have some cocktails, friendly chit-chat, but now you're getting the relationships growing, because most important, I think, to any form of marketing is significant relationships with influential people. Once you are able to establish those relationships and nurture and cultivate them like a farmer, that is absolute gold.